How to fight like the Chechen knockout artist, aka the Rabbit, Artur Beterbiev in 5 steps. Hello, Earthlings. Ultraviolet Round from the Bronx here. And today we're going to get into number one is mastering that boxing stance. Everything comes from him. He has a traditional boxing stance. He gets very comfortable with the shifting of the weight from left to right and walking in that stance and maintaining that frame. And as he gets comfortable, because that's where his pressure relies from, then he starts to switch stance and go into the southpaw. Now, his ability to switch stance mid-combination is what throws his opponents off. So as he's moving to the left or to the right, southpaw, he's doing it in the same manner in the traditional stance. That's why when people try to get away from him, he can switch stance, and then it opens them up from punches from the other side to go through their guard. And if, say, he's fighting a power puncher, then he'll start doing more of the pendulum step, going in and going out, and to try to circle away from their power shot, the L step. He's very crafty and severely underrated when it comes to his footwork. And that's the reason why he's able to dictate the pace in the manner that he does in his fights and imposing his will on people. And number two, his defense. His defense is bar none. He keeps those elbows nice and tight and close to the body. His gloves open and he's catching shots. So it may look like he's getting hit, but he's catching shots with his hands, with his forearms, and with his elbows, and he's slightly stepping back, getting out the way. Now, he may not necessarily slip a lot or roll under punches because he wants to catch the shot and be able to give it right back when needed to take the opponent out of his game and feel like, oh my God, this guy's not going nowhere. He's like a freaking golden fortress. What to do when he's in front of me? You start to get scared. And it works in his favor. So that footwork combined with that high guard that he does and keeping them elbows in is what really discourages his opponents from trying to hurt him. And number three, his ability to set up those shots through his feinting. Now, the way he feints is through a lot of level changing. So he'll do that level change and have his body kind of in the jerky motion with that high guard. Now, as he sees some cracks in his opponent's armor, then he'll start with the false punches, trying to see what bait they're going to take. Now, as they take that bait, that's when he'll throw a punch when they're looking one way and then their head goes that way and catch them with that left hook or that right hand. And it's very crafty because that's how he gets them to open up their guard. It's through his feints and his level change. And he is really good at it because it's very subtle. And to us, it may not like he's doing much, but then the person in the ring gets all thrown out, like thrown all over the place in their mind. And oh my God, what is this guy going to do? And then crack, gets hit with the punch they don't see. Now, number four, his amazing offense. Like I told you, his defense is very strong. And through that defense, he creates his offense. So his ability to catch and counter from those shots is what sets up a lot of those things to hurt his opponent. Well, a lot of those punches to hurt his opponent. Or if you feel like his opponent is trying to get away, he will put a lot of weight on his front foot and lunge with the jab or lunge with the gazelle hook in a manner. He keeps those punches tight. If you ever notice one thing about him, he doesn't throw wide looping punches. He may pity pat if he see you getting in the corner and you're trying to hold on to him. And with his wrestling ability, he's able to kind of control that and pity pat you and to throw those sharp, short power punches to discourage you. And then he may switch stance and throw a looping left, or depending on what he's trying to do, a looping right hand over your guard, right behind the ear. And that's usually what catches a lot of his opponents off. Or he'll just throw a lot of straight punches, again, catching and keeping everything nice and tight. And through his ability with the feinting, his defense, and his footwork, the offense almost always has an opportunity to shine because it opens up his opponents because their mind starts to get scrambled. Once they get scrambled and the pressure starts to work, they get themselves back in the corner, and now he does what he needs to do, and he gets them out of there. Number five, his conditioning is bar none. He trains like an Olympic athlete. He does a bunch of weight lifting in terms of Olympic style training. He does compound lifting. He does muscle ups. He does forearm to wrist training on the floor. He does knuckle push-ups. This guy does not play around. He runs with sandbags on his back, going upstairs, going up hills. And that's the reason why when you look at his body, it almost looks like somebody carved it out of stone. That guy is the real deal. And anybody who fought him, they always say, It doesn't matter what he hits you with, it hurts. And it doesn't mean like he's trying to put all his power in the shots. It just hurts. This guy is truly something. That's why he almost had a 100% knockout ratio before he came across Bivol with his outstanding chin to even withstand the punches that he was throwing at him as well. And of course, his great boxing ability. Now, if you liked the video, please comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you for joining me on this journey to the ultraviolet, and always work towards becoming your greatest version.